Hello and welcome to Nope There's Only Trash Here podcast, episode 54. The date today is the 25th of May 2014. So, how was your week?
This is different.
I know, I didn't really have an intro as such, so I thought I'll pass the buck on to you. Put the pressure on your shoulders. I have to do it every week. You can do it. Yeah.
My week was... Don't do this. My week was crap, so I haven't really got that much to talk about.
Well, you know what was good about my week?
What was good about your week?
A certain Lego figurine that fell into my possession. That was definitely very nice to happen.
Well, that's just great. Well done.
I now have a Homer as well.
I got one the other day, and I didn't want to look like an idiot in the store, so I didn't feel it.
Heaven forbid, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't feel it properly, so I just grabbed it and bought it. And then when I got home, I felt like the little square, flat thing. I was like, oh no, I've got Grandpa again. Oh no. But then I realised that lots of them have the little square thing for like a comic or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was Ralph.
Oh, Ralph. What does Ralph hold then?
I choose you.
Oh, well, that's sad.
Yeah, I don't really like Ralph, but at least it wasn't a double.
Yeah, I guess so. So how many do you have now of the Lego Simpsons figures?
I have 5.
5. See, I've got 3, so I'm catching up. And I haven't even brought any.
We're so lame.
No, this is what the kids are doing.
No, they're not. We're lame.
We are lame.
The kids are doing these things called...
drugs.
Loom. Yeah, drugs and these loom bands.
What's loom bands?
It's... Right, do you remember... Was this a sort of playground thing at your school?
What, drugs?
Scoobies? No, not drugs. A little bit of that. Scoobies.
I recognise the name, but I couldn't picture them.
Scoobies are like the little... You get some plastic string sort of stuff, and you...
Oh, Scoobies! Ugh!
Yeah, those things.
God, they're the collectibles for girls, pretty much.
It's like, oh, you make them with your own colours and you can get glitter ones. It's this what this loom bands are like. It's like rubber bands where you tie them together and make like a little bracelet or something like that. That's the big thing.
Bracelets.
Bracelet-y, and well, maybe not bracelets because I've seen that boys buy packets of them. So maybe they make some manly dog tags or something.
Or maybe it's just, now that everyone is very accepting of homosexuals and it's not a stigma anymore, maybe the boys can be a bit more open to some of the girl trends. That's what I say.
Yeah, why not? Or maybe they're pretending they're like concert things. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's just popular. Little elastic bands, and you tie them together, and I won't understand it.
So how many of those do you own?
Well, seeing as you asked, no, none so far.
What's your favourite colour combination?
I like the glitter ones you can get.
Oh, fancy.
Apparently black's quite popular.
Ah, those emos.
That's what this kid said to me.
Is emo still a thing? Is that still around? Or has that passed us too?
Any young people, email in and tell us, because we don't know. We're out of touch fools.
But we don't know that information. But I also don't know what the email is. I forgot it, and I need to be reminded of what the podcast email is.
The podcast email is... Everyone's getting their pens and papers out.
That's right. That just shows how old we are. Pens and paper.
Alright, everyone's getting their iPhones out.
That's right.
Only Trash Here Podcast.
At gmail.com.
Good, I was right. Yes.
But that makes Lego Simpsons figures even lamer. Because if the kids are doing drugs and Scoobies or whatever, then that means the only people really buying these are the people who grew up with The Simpsons, who is no one at the moment because it's terrible. So now it's just older people like us buying these figurines. And that's
Wasting our money. Although now I can buy them for £1.87.
Nice.
So I can save a bit of money.
Your grandpa's won't cost nearly as much now.
No, I could technically make a profit on eBay now.
Oh, nice.
But I'm not going to.
You
That's
wouldn't
even
do
lamer.
that.
To get that, how much would it be? Like 70p profit?
Yeah.
Nah.
See, I've got... Just to be clear for the people out there, I got mine by my brother, Edward the Guy, is buying them. And whenever he has a double, he passes them on to me. which means that he got 2 Mr. Burnses and gave one of them to me.
Just exploiting. That is.
That's not exploiting.
We talked before about me stealing a child so that they can buy it for me. That's practically what that is.
No, it's not. He wanted to give me a gift. I'm not rude enough to not accept it.
See, that's far less lame if you just gifted them.
See, yeah, but I'm trying not. I don't want to be lame. I want to be cool.
I'm saying, yeah, that's less lame if they're being given to you. At least I'm going out there and getting them. That's just worse.
You're in the grit. You're in the war zone. Buying these things, being pointed at, laughed at, mocked, spat upon. I'm assuming.
I think I have a problem. I need to stop.
Or, well, there's a clear end point. Like with heroin, there's no end point apart from when you die. With these, there's an end point once you own them all.
There's 16 of the damn things.
Well, you got 5, so
that's actually nearly
triple that and add 1. Boom, full set.
I just want Mr. Burns. That's my end point, Mr. Burns.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. You know, it's great quality. It's well made.
You'd think it'd be easy to find because you could just feel for the little stick thing for the carbon rod, but no.
Or his nose.
Yeah. You know, you got to get like an expert who knows like all the pieces and like. I always used to fill like crisp packets to try and find. They don't ever put things in crisp packets anymore.
No.
But they used to. I remember trying to find some Star Wars things in them. And so I'd be filling all the crisp packets and then get told off by the lady behind the counter.
Yeah, I completely forgot. They totally used to do that. And I never ate enough crisps to win because my mum always brought the cheap ones. So I would have to, like, find some change and buy a packet. But of course, if you only buy 1 pack every week, never going to win.
No. Same with cereals. Nothing in cereals anymore.
No.
Because one stupid child died by choking, so it ruined it for everyone.
That selfish guy.
Selfish little kid.
It's all about him. Even when he's dead, it's all about him.
So, no more spoons. I think there was spoons you used to get in cereals.
Definitely.
Ones that fold out or something. And no more... Sometimes they have books in there. They might still do books.
No, I think you get, like, book vouchers.
Book vouchers, and sometimes there were CDs, like actual games.
Yeah, because I got one that had it was like for a PC, and then they had like this. It was a parody of James Bond, and it was a fox instead, and it was all demos. And then there was one about this car as well, and you had to click on stuff, and it was like a point. Each one was like a point and click. And then I think one of them had like Asterix. I think I got an Asterix racing game as a CD in a cereal box.
Yeah, no more. Gone. Forever.
No. Because there's no way nowadays in gaming that you're going to find a weird, odd game. Because when I was younger, like half the time I'd be playing Mario 64 because that's all I had. Or I would have these random just CDs that you would just put into your computer and you would have to play them because that's all you had. Just play this weird random demos that would never make any sense. You would never see the full game anywhere. So you would just play the demo like 20 times and just be like, well that's that. And that's what you would play.
I remember, I think it was Art Attack. Don't know if you ever played that on CD.
Well, I've seen the show, but I've never played it.
Yeah.
Never experienced it in that way.
For the time, it was pretty cool. You could like animate things and everything. They had their own little inbuilt animator.
Oh.
I think that came from a cereal box. But Neil Buchanan is gone now. So, can't do that anymore.
No. Here's a question about Art Attack. Do you think those pictures that he showed from kids were like legit? Like he had that big scrapbook of kids' art. And I always had this feeling when I was younger that it wasn't legit. Like these weren't like real kids who just sent it in and he picked them out.
That'd be so cruel, though.
It would be depressing, yes, but
lying to all of us.
I just had that feeling.
I won a competition on Art Attack before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I drew this really cool picture and I got like all these Art Attack branded stuff and it was great.
And he was just in the show. Here's one from MrMuckluckable.
It's a banana.
He's drawn a banana for some reason. Great job, Joe.
Unfortunately not. No. Oh man, that'd be so good if he. Oh, I love Neil Buchanan.
Yeah.
Almost as much as Roger Moore and Gary Oldman.
Always in the list
Oh yeah.
of men you admire.
Men I admire. Yes.
It's a good list to have.
Yeah.
See, I'm at the top, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a sir like Roger Moore, but there's a number in my name, so he can do one.
When? Don't tell Roger Moore to do one.
Well, I wouldn't say it to his face.
He's probably too fragile. You could just probably blow him over just by breathing on him, to be honest.
You could do.
He seems quite delicate.
I'm sure many have tried.
I would protect him, though.
That's good of you.
Shall we talk about games?
Oh, I suppose, if you like.
Yeah, we've had like 10 minutes of just talking about cereals.
And other things.
What was your favourite cereal?
God, yeah, that does show our age. I only turned 22 recently, and I already kind of feel like I'm in that block. And I guess I kind of proved it by we just talked about the good old days for 10 minutes.
Good old days of free stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember another cool free thing.
We got to move on. No, actually, yeah, I want to hear about it.
It was. Hopefully you remember these. I think these were the things in the crisp packets that I was trying to fill. It was Star Wars, little plastic kind of busts, and you open them, and it's got like a bit of paper in it. Do you remember those?
No.
Oh, they were really cool, but I kept on getting Queen Amidala or whatever the hell her name is, and she sucked. Like, you want the good ones, like Darth Maul. But yeah, like a little plastic bust, and you can pull off their head or something, and there's something inside them.
Oh, God.
They were cool, those ones. I like those ones. Yeah.
So it's not even original Star Wars toys, it's crisp packet toys for the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, it was about that time, probably.
Oh, dear.
Well, actually, no. Well, that would have been 1999. That can't be right. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it was Attack of the Clones.
Maybe.
Who cares?
We should move on, though.
Yeah, we should.
Right, so let's start off by talking about Hyrule Warriors. And I've got to apologise to you, because you don't care about Zelda, don't have a Wii U. And yeah, those are the two big reasons why you shouldn't
pretty
care.
much.
So, I mean, you said that there's boobs in it, which, awesome, I guess.
I heard there were boobs. Prominent boobs.
Well, I'll go over the things that have been kind of talked about, because pretty much the big Japanese gaming magazine, I can't remember the name, but they're the big Japanese gaming magazine. They did like an exclusive on it, and a load of details got released about it. The first one is that it's coming out August 14th in Japan, but it's going to be coming out, they haven't confirmed it, but it'll be coming out holiday season for over here. I'm not too sure why. I think it's just because this is more of a Japanese-oriented game, so I guess that's their reasoning. The story is Zelda is being kidnapped by a witch, so they didn't obviously put much effort into that. There's a 2-player mode, there's going to be RPG elements, there's going to be other playable characters, and Team Ninja is going to be developing it. So, of course, you can make the jokes about Team Ninja, and I did on Twitter, because I hate Team Ninja. In case you don't know, Team Ninja were the people who got put in charge of the Metroid series and made Metroid Other M, and it sunk the franchise, where it came out 2010, and nothing has been announced. Like, even announced about the Metroid series since then, and it's been 4 years. So they single-handedly sunk the Metroid games. So hearing them get on board with Hyrule Warriors is not a good sign. But in all honesty, I would rather they're not around, but they are. The proper team is actually working on it. The guy who's behind Zelda and the director is overseeing this game. So I don't think Team Ninja is actually going to ruin it. Like, the only thing they could really ruin is the writing, and I don't think they're working on that. I think they're more technical aspects. So, yeah, initially I was like, oh god, no. But I think it's fine. Like, the ending product probably won't be affected by those sexist morons, which is quite nice. Another thing that I was kind of disappointed by with this game is that they said that Zelda is being kidnapped by a witch, which, as I already implied, is a really disappointing story. Because the idea of a spin-off is that you would want to tell a story in that universe, but you don't want to be restricted to the same cliches that some people are used to when it comes to that universe. In fact, the director behind Zelda, was saying how this game came about because he wanted to do something against the tradition of Zelda, and it kind of evolved, and this kind of made sense to give it to another studio and do this spin-off. So I would think that they would come up with a better story. Like, I don't want Zelda to be involved at all. Zelda doesn't have to be in every Legend of Zelda story, which I know sounds dumb, but the game isn't called Legend of Zelda, it's called Hyrule Warriors. So if they wanted to, they could completely cut Zelda out, and it would made a lot more sense. Like, I really like the idea of a descendant of Link who doesn't have, like, a Zelda around with them. Because they haven't confirmed which Link you're actually playing, although I think the assumption would be that you're playing the Link from Skyward Sword due to the visual style and the enemies, but again, they haven't confirmed it. But I like the idea of them picking a random Link who still has that, like, Triforce of Courage in him and takes part in a war. In fact, there's been, like, a couple of wars that's been mentioned in the Zelda universe, but instead of doing them, like, I would like to see the Great War from the beginning, like one of the Great Wars, because it has taken place, or maybe before A Link to the Past, maybe that war, although I think that war is the Ocarina of Time War, and then I think that war is I don't know, but one of those wars, they could have done it there, but instead they came up with a different story, which is just completely generic, which is not a big deal, because Zelda games, I like the story of Zelda games, and the characters, and the way it all connects, I do like them. But I wish they came up with something different, because they don't have the same restrictions, so it seems very disappointing that they would keep those restrictions on, when clearly they don't need to have them on.
Okay then.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
Awesome. So
Where are the boobs?
I want to say, and the boobs, very important. So before we move on, because it's just me rambling at the moment, I just want to say one more thing about this game, or a couple more things. I really like that Impa is a playable character, and they're expanding the list of characters. I think that's very important for a spin-off to play as different characters, because having Link be the main guy is not that great, but having Link be the main guy and have a bunch of other playable characters, I'm okay with that. That works for me, that's great. And then also they mentioned RPG elements, which I think is really cool, because I always felt like Zelda kind of crossed that line about having RPG elements. And with Skyward Sword especially, they seem to be creeping more that way, but they never wanted to take the jump, which is fine for the main series of titles, because they do a good job otherwise. But I really like that in this spin-off, Hyrule Warriors, that they are taking that full jump, diving right into the RPG, being able to upgrade your characters and things like that. So that's awesome, and I think that's going to play out. So yeah, I'm excited about this game. I mean, there's some disappointments there, but I think it's going to be a really solid spin-off, and when it comes out August, I guess we'll see the reviews. I don't think it's going to get massively good reviews, because the Destiny Warriors, I can't remember the name of the main series, but the Warriors series never get good reviews anyway. So this would probably be above average for them, but below average for Zelda. So still good, but not great. But I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited about it, so yeah, looks good.
I'm excited too.
Hey, you can finally buy that Wii U to play it.
No.
Ah, rats.
You have to try a little bit harder, I think, to try and sell the Wii U.
We got no. I got nothing.
Apart from that pretty good bundle, you know, I'm firmly put. I'm afraid.
You'll stick with your PS2.
Stick with my PS2. It's probably what I play most, to be honest. Sadly.
Yeah. So, before we get into the next piece of news, I want to ask you one question.
Oh God.
Did you see Godzilla in the end?
No, I didn't see it in the end.
Blast and darn.
I was going to see it on the same day that I played some tennis, but then it was really hot and sweaty, and I was like, I do not want to sit down in a cinema after this. Probably should have seen it before I played tennis, but
That would have made sense.
I didn't think about that, so I decided not to.
Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping you would see it, and then you would be like, I didn't hate it, and I'd be like, you're an idiot, and you were like, oh, that could have happened.
It could have. Maybe in a different universe, on a different podcast, where I made smart decisions
But not this podcast.
concerning sweat.
Well,
But yeah, not this podcast.
you got to think about those things sometimes.
Yeah, it's not even as if it's like it's going to be jam packed. But yeah, I can't be dealing with that.
Well, it's kind of annoying with Godzilla. Well, not that annoying, but the fan reaction overall has been really good. Like, I haven't seen that much negative stuff about it apart from the reviews. Now, I haven't seen all the fans' reactions, of course. But I would say, based on just looking on the internet, most fans like this film. Which I just can't understand for the life of me how somebody who wants, like... You know, because obviously the super fan of Godzilla is like, I love monsters, and I've seen a lot of great monster films, and I want this one to be the one that's done right. And that's what they were promising. I can't imagine any people like that who love monster film Godzilla's going in and saying, yeah, that's the monster film I've always wanted to see in mainstream cinema. It's just, I guess the last 20 minutes, if you ignore plot holes and dumb stuff that they throw in with the humans, like the last fight is really good with Godzilla, and the way he wins is awesome. But apart from that, I just don't... I talked about it last week, but I just find it, after seeing people's reactions for another week, I still find it baffling that most people are positive about this film. Because I just thought it was okay, and a bit weak.
Well, maybe they're comparing it to the previous Godzilla, that American sort of schlocky one.
See, that's the odd thing about Godzilla, though. Everyone always kind of brings out that film, but that was like the only other American one. So surely if you were a fan of Godzilla, you would have already dismissed it straight away. Because it's only one. Like, I heard somebody talk where it was like, every time with Godzilla, people hype it up. And I was just like, no, they did it once, failed, and now this is the second American-made Godzilla film. So that's not that bad. But it would have been like The Incredible Hulk when the Edward Norton one came out. If people were like, oh, they always hype it up. It's like, no, they only ever did one film of it. So I don't know, I just find it a bit odd. I don't know, it's just odd.
Well, welcome to my world about Uncharted series. You know, you just think everyone else is delusional.
Well, good news, did you see the IGN top games of the generation?
Yes, I did, hang on. I can't remember what it was now.
I think it was 11th, I want to say.
Oh, I was trying to think what number 1 was.
Oh, number 1 was Super Mario Galaxy.
That's the one. Yeah.
Which, yeah, I was all in with that. I was like, yeah! Love that game.
So Uncharted wasn't even in the top 10?
No.
Yes!
But it beat Infinite. Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hang on, so of the generation?
Yeah, so
Xbox 360 and
Wii.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Wii got the number 1 game, so I'm just saying.
Did you get any others in the top 10?
We can look at the list.
I'm intrigued. I only saw the top one. I think it was an IGN video. I just looked at the thumbnail.
So yeah,
that's all I do now. That's enough.
See, someone was nice enough to just leave a comment which has the list of the full game, which is awesome. Because I hate these. I don't read these lists for that reason. I'm not going to click on each individual article like that. It's just such a waste of time.
Yeah.
Right, so how far do you want to go from?
10.
We could go from 11, because it was Uncharted 2.
Okay, go from 11 then.
Okay, so Uncharted 2, Amongst Thieves, definitely deserves a high spot in the list. We can agree.
Moving on.
Number 10, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Okay.
Solid choice, I can't argue with that. I love that game.
Right.
Number 9, Journey.
Oh, I never played that.
I didn't play, yeah, but I can't be annoyed that it's there.
Is that like that indie game, amazing?
Yeah, that's like the big indie game of this generation.
Okay.
Or the main one. Number 8, GTA 5.
Okay.
Which, I guess...
If the GTA's got to go on it, it's better than GTA 4.
Yeah. Although, when I first saw that, I was annoyed, but number 7 makes it not annoying at all.
Is it going to be Red Dead Redemption?
Yes, number 7, Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
So they put Red Dead over GTA 5, which is
good.
How it should be.
Yep.
So I couldn't be annoyed at that, because Red Dead is the better game.
Yep.
Number 6, Minecraft.
Yeah, can't really argue with that, I suppose.
Yeah, it's got to be...
Not better than Red Dead, though, I don't think.
No, yeah, but... See, here's the thing with these sort of lists. You kind of got to this isn't your list, but there's still stuff that you can respect and be like, okay, that's fine. And then there's stuff where it's like, no, you're just way off with that. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, actually, I don't know. Minecraft is pretty humongous.
So it's got to be top 10.
And I've been playing it for 4 years. So
you love it.
About it. Yeah.
Well, I guess at this point for you and many people, you wouldn't even consider it in the same list as like a Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, you're right there. It's different sort of thing.
Number 5, Fallout 3. Never played it?
I did start playing it.
You dabbled.
I did dabble, but I stopped for some reason.
Was Liam Neeson not enough?
Liam Neeson was pretty cool. I don't know why I stopped playing. I think it was because I think I might like it now because I've played a few more games that are slightly similar to it. But no, it definitely had a good sort of style. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that game. I would definitely put it in my top 5 of the generation, easy.
Yeah.
But then, okay, so with GTA 5 and Red Dead, personally for me, they put them in the right order. Number 4 is Skyrim. Which I understand.
Yeah.
But I just personally, it makes me feel ill. Because that just shouldn't be there at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can understand it.
Like, even GTA 5, I think it's average. But if people love it, people love it. But Skyrim, well, whatever, I've said it before. Number 3, The Last of Us.
Okay.
Got to have it in there, top 10.
I don't know about 3 though, but yeah, maybe.
Well, what would you put, like, above... Oh, okay, so if it shouldn't be number 3, what 3 games would you put above The Last of Us for the old generation?
Oh, don't put me on the spot.
Well, okay, so Red Dead, would you put that above The Last of Us?
Yes.
Okay, so you got 1. Minecraft, would you put that above The Last of Us? And you have to consider it as a game. You can't just say it's like.
Oh, it's Minecraft. Oh, damn. Then I'd have to say yes, because just for the sheer level.
Okay, yes. So you got.
This is as you're saying. This is a personal list, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can have a list. And then I guess you need another one. So, would you put BioShock Infinite above The Last of Us?
No.
Yes.
Okay, maybe BioShock. Maybe Last of Us can be the third one.
Okay. There must be another game you really liked. I mean, there was a whole generation. It's got to be something that stood out.
Well,
just any game that really stood out to you in the last generation.
I really liked Fable 2 a lot.
Oh God!
But I don't think it was better than Last of Us.
Oh.
What's wrong with Fable 2? Fable 2 is good.
Okay, good at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not good anymore.
It is a bit blurry now.
If you play that game now, it's very boring. But it was good at the time.
Yeah, I did play it a lot. But I suppose it doesn't hold up very well.
God. I remember back in the day, me and Proto tried to do a co-op let's play of it. We did 3 parts and was just like, this is so dull. And that's what makes me not like that game anymore. Because it was it was just boring.
Were you doing all the jobs and stuff where it's just like hitting a button?
No, we were just trying to play it.
Oh, okay.
And it was just like, there's nothing going on. There's nothing really to talk about. It's not that fun. It's just aged. Like, it was really cool then with the visual style and the story and everything, but by today's standards, it's just very weak.
I suppose so.
Fable 1 as well. When the HD anniversary edition got terrible reviews.
Did it in the end?
Yeah, in the 60s. It's because they literally didn't change anything but the graphics.
What else could they have changed?
Everything, make the combat better and more smoother, and just actually, because they just ported the game and put it in HD, and they put a lot of effort in the graphics, but apparently they specifically, at the higher ups were like, okay, we're just going to do a straight port. It's a classic, we don't want to mess with it. When really what that game needed was an overhaul. add in a lot of stuff from Fable 2, well, maybe not Fable 3, but, just improve upon it. Make the combat up to speed and make the world kind of feel like a more current generation world rather than an old Xbox one. Because exploring an Xbox-style open world is just like, oh god, what even is this? Like, or the way it's done in Fable anyway. So I was with a mate who brought it, because the two guys I was living with last year at uni loved Fable. And then they both brought it day one, I was watching them play it, and I was just like, this looks terrible. I loved Fable back in the day, but this is just aged horribly.
You say that, but then how many people would have moaned that they've changed it too much from the original?
Well, yeah, but it's just... I think if those same people went back and played the original like they had to with the remake or the HD version, I think a lot of people probably thought, oh, this just hasn't held up. But if they changed it, at least they could make it better. So some people might go back and complain, but they could make positive changes. Like, I can't... Like, there's got to be examples of that where you got to make... When you do a remake like that, you've got to kind of create the experience that it was back then, not bring the experience forward to what it is now in today's context. So it's got to play like how you remember it. So to do that, I think sometimes you've got to change it to, make it feel fresh. Because Fable felt very fresh and original when it came out. But of course, like 10 or so years later, it just doesn't anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, Fable 3 doesn't feel that way either.
No.
Fable
Legends, though. Hello. Co-op.
Was that the one for Kinect?
No, that was
Journey.
Journeys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then you had...
So what's Legends then?
Legends is the Xbox One one.
Has it come out yet?
No, it got announced last E3, so we'll probably get more details about it at E3 this year.
Oh, right.
But that was the one where it was just generic Fable, but now it's 4-player.
Oh, right.
And it looks just generic Fable. And that's it. I summarised it too well. That was the whole trailer they released.
Right, where were we? Number 3?
Yeah, number 3, Last of Us. And then we know number 1 is Super Mario Galaxy. So do you want to take a stab at number 2?
Halo 3.
No, Halo 3 is on this list, but Halo 4 beat it.
Really?
Yeah, IGN 9.8.
Okay.
Halo 3 was 82.
What, on the list?
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, alright, okay.
Yeah, I thought it would have been higher, top 20 maybe. But it was Halo 4, that's 28.
Okay.
And that beat GTA 4. And you know what else it also beat? Bioshock Infinite and Portal.
Wow.
Halo 4 is better.
Wow.
Throw that Walking Dead, throw that garbage in the bin. Halo 4. Have you seen the Bloom graphics? They're bright.
What could it be then? Borderlands.
No, Borderlands. Borderlands 2 was 27.
Oh. I'm trying to think of just really big games.
I'll give you one more guess, because I want you
Mass
to...
Effect.
Mass Effect was number...
2.
2 was 12.
Oh.
So I'll just give it to you. It was kind of unfair. It was Portal 2.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
I don't think of that. That's not like pinned down to a generation, really, is it? In the same way.
Well, Portal 2?
Yeah.
I would say it is.
I think of it more as on the PC.
No, I would say Portal 1 was more like that, but Portal 2, I think a lot of people played it PS3 and 360.
Really?
Yeah, obviously there's that huge community who's always going to play Valve games on PC, but I don't know, I think there was definitely a large enough fan base on 360 and PS3. Because they did that whole cross-play thing on PS3.
Mm.
And just your split-screen co-op as well.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a good game. Very good game. 2 though.
I would put 2 over 1.
Just... Oh no, I was saying like position 2.
Oh, well, Portal 2.
Portal, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but Joe, I can ask you the same question. What games would you put? What games would make you knock it down? So I'm guessing The Last of Us would knock it down. Because if you can't knock it out of the top 10, then it's just personal preference.
Oh, well, I guess it's got to be in the top 10. Well, all this is personal preference. I'm just being moany.
I know, but with some of these games, you could just say, no, that's... No. Like, Wii Sports is 19.
Well...
Which I can see having it in there, but...
What is this list exactly?
It's the top 100 games of the generation.
Right.
So that's the title.
Okay.
But the one that annoyed me the most in the top 20, and only the real one that annoyed me, apart from Skyrim of course, was Half-Life 2 Episode 2. You can't... There's number 15 for Christ's sake, you can't do that.
Why not?
Because it doesn't... It's just an episode. You don't... Like, the only reason it's there is because of the orange box. They wanted to put the orange box in there, but they couldn't because of Portal... And, Portal's already on the list and had to be separate, and Half-Life 2 came out 2004, so they had to instead just put Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Like, that's really the 15th best game of the generation, or even the top 20. It's just more Half-Life 2. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's no way it should be in the top 20.
Never played it.
Well, I'll be honest, neither have I. But, that's not the point.
But it must have such a great story, Tom. I was just missing out on the amazing story of Gordon Freeman and the evil beard guy.
Yeah, Episode 1 of Half-Life 2, that must have been terrible. It's Episode 2 that deserves to be number 15. Beating out Bioshock, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Batman Arkham City, Left 4 Dead 2 and all that. Portal 1. Throw that... Oh, God.
They were just bribed by Gabe.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Well, I would... Obviously, he didn't pay enough, because Super Mario Galaxy came number 1, and Portal 2 came second.
Well, he's not too greedy. He's just a little bit.
Well, I would say he's greedy, if you've seen his weight.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, poor Gabe.
Poor Gabe! He's doing just fine.
You do realise there was a whole thing about, as soon as you mentioned his weight, it pushed back Half-Life... Half-Life 3 even further back.
Well, in this week's news, some guy said Half-Life 3
is being developed.
Yeah, so that's the news.
That's news.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already talked about this, but I'm just sick of Valve. So they're in my bad books until they actually announce something. But until then, they're just a bunch of bums messing around with Steam boxes.
And fat people.
And fatties. That's so mean.
Hey, I've heard about all their sort of cool lunch bars they have at Steam HQ.
Oh, screw them.
And all their amazing food they get to eat on their lunch breaks, and the giant
McDonald's
thing of McDonald's and all their big drinks and they've got it good enough.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay. But I don't like that people praise Valve for being like... People actually talk about the workplace and how great and creative it is, but they're not doing anything. They just make hats for Team Fortress 2 and say, look at this box we've got. And that's it. It's like, just make some... Why did you give up making games? When did that happen? And I know they make like Dota, but forget about it. I don't care. Like real games.
Oh, you've just... Oh...
It's been like since 2011 was the last one with Portal 2.
Saying Dota's not a real game, I'm sure you've angered a lot of people.
Oh, whatever.
A lot of angry people are tapping away on their keyboards right now. Go into your Jack 2 review.
No, they're already there.
Any updates on the Jack 2 review?
There has been an update.
Oh, good.
Obviously more insults.
Yeah.
But... I was doing some research for my new review, Jack X, which should be uploaded today. Go check that out after listening to this. And I found a really good article on IGN for once called something. It was called like The History of Naughty Dog. And in that article, it said how some guy was talking about Jack 2. And actually, apparently Jack 2 was them seeing GTA 3 and saying we should do that. Like gaming is changing towards Grand Theft Auto style, so we'll do that for Jack 2. Like a direct influence.
Oh, so maybe that's not what they originally planned for the series.
No, I don't think so. It was just a reaction to the fact that games had changed. and were no longer about cartoony, like happy-go-lucky, people and creatures jumping around saving the world. It was now about open world, more gritty stuff. So that's Jak 2.
So what you're saying is you're right all along.
No, I haven't got to it yet, but I am.
Oh, okay. All right,
In that same article, so I feel like I'm saying that wrong, but I got to look this up. I got to get the quote. This is very important to me. History of Naughty Dog, because it was basically some guy who was working at Naughty Dog, and like joined in for the Jak and Daxter stuff, like Josh something or other. But one of the main guys.
It wasn't Amy, was it?
No, it wasn't that.
Good.
Whoever she is, I don't care.
No one cares.
No. It was, old Josh, and he said... Still looking this up here, very sorry. It's like a really long article. Like, it details the whole, history of Naughty Dog, which is what actually makes it really good.
This review better be the best damn review I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's not great. And then he says, Schlur, which I think is meant to his last name, Josh Schlur, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. Schlur admits... I think one thing everyone can agree on, though, is that the game is just way too fucking hard. Boom! Done!
Well, that's it.
Mic drop, and I'm out.
Right, you should just copy and paste that every time someone leaves a comment now.
Oh, don't worry, I already did.
You did.
I put it in the comment section. For anyone who thinks I'm just being a baby, you might want to read this.
Oh.
I didn't phrase it like that, but essentially that's what I said.
Oh, wow.
Well, I just thought I'd put the link there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Like the link.
Enlighten them.
Yeah, but people need to see that link if they just want to, See, I'm with old Joshy. Me and Slur, we're good friends. He knows the deal. And he's absolutely right. It is. And that was my complaint. And that's why people say mean things about me. And now they're wrong and I was right.
I think you need to get him on for a collab.
I think so. I think I hear he's very interested.
And then, you can just stick it to him.
That's right. It's like, Jak 2. That's hard.
You'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be the whole video.
End. That's it. That's
End.
all you need.
Fin. Done.
Sorted.
Why did we talk about this?
Well, I asked you if you saw Godzilla because I wanted to go into the news about Gareth Edwards.
Right.
That's where this all started. So, there's some news about Gareth Edwards.
Yep.
It was announced that he is going to direct a Star Wars film. Now, it's not going to be Episode 8 or anything like that. It's going to be his own spin-off film. Gary... Oh, I can't even read my writing. Whitler is writing it, and it's going to come out the 16th of December 2016. And apparently, he did Godzilla, so now he's going to start working on this Star Wars spin-off, and then afterwards he's going to work on Godzilla 2. So, the only film I've seen of his is Godzilla, and I can't... it wasn't a horrible film, so I don't know if I'm excited or not, because obviously a space film or a film set in the Star Wars universe is going to be very different to Godzilla. So it's hard to say the way he handles Godzilla is going to be the same way he handles Star Wars. So he is still kind of a new guy in the industry. So really anything could happen. But he seems to have some of the basics down, so I'm not excited or I'm not cautious about it. It just it might be good, but I don't know.
I haven't seen Godzilla, but I really do question what is so good about this guy, because he did one film, I think it's called Monsters.
Yeah, Monsters.
And then he did Godzilla, and now he's going straight to Star Wars. That's the quickest path to the biggest films coming out. I don't understand. Maybe he's bribing his way through there.
Well, Godzilla made a lot of money.
But
doing very well. And I think it's just a case of Disney are now Marvel. So I think they're trying to handle it in the same way, where instead of doing a bloody DC and just giving it to one guy who has had 2 good films, they're giving it to different people and are trying to expand the universe as much. Because they wiped out the whole expanded universe. So I think their plan is to recreate it by giving it to all these different directors. And of course, giving it to this guy is like, okay, he is a mainstream movie director. He's not an indie guy, but everyone sees him as an indie guy because that's where he came from. But now that he's made Godzilla, he's proven that he can make a big mainstream film. So them giving it to him is kind of win-win. They know they're going to get a solid mainstream film, but then again, they get the whole support of the indie people. It's like, hey, they're good for Gareth. You know, he's done well, that boy. So I think it's a win-win situation for them.
I guess so.
But I'm more...
I don't know, I'm not convinced.
I'm more excited by the fact that Gary Whitta, didn't cross the second T, is writing it, because he was someone that oversaw the narrative development of The Walking Dead Telltale games. And wrote the 4th episode, which is one of the best ones of season 1.
The first one?
Yeah, season 1.
Okay, good, because I've been watching some videos of the second one, and it just hasn't hooked me.
Yeah, I haven't heard that much about it, but I'm not that...
So what was the 4th one, the farm?
No, that was the second one.
Oh, okay.
So
was the 4th one the people in the kind of bunker?
Yes, I think so. Because the 3rd one was the train. Then the 4th one must be that one.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And then his writing credits, I'm looking at his Wikipedia page, is a bit all over the place, but he does seem to be like... He wrote The Book of Eli, which was a good film. And apparently he's worked on Star Trek...
That Gary Oldman in it, didn't it?
Yes, it did. He was the villain.
Okay, good.
Oh, of course. And then he also worked on Futurama.
Oh, wow, what an odd career.
Yeah, so this guy's kind of been a bit all over the place, but he seems to be a solid guy. Like, he could come up with something very interesting if they're going to be working on a Star Wars film together. So that's exciting that guy's on it, because it's so essential nowadays with films to get the good writer to really put together a solid, interesting story. Because then all you need is like any old director to kind of bring it to life. Not to discredit directors completely. Like, I know they do a lot, but I think nowadays it's that writing that's really crucial.
Maybe.
Well, you know what I mean, like with something like
directors...
something like Star Wars needs a good writer to make an interesting spin-off.
Yes, because George Lucas wrote the sequels the prequels, and they're pretty awful. Who wrote? Yeah, because I think Empire Strikes Back. Maybe that was directed.
The director was different.
The director was different, not the writer.
The guy, because the guy who directed Episode 5, I think, is writing Episode 7.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he worked on... No, never mind. I had Toy Story 3 in my head, but that's because I think...
someone who wrote that was going to do Star Wars. They thought that they were.
Well, I think they planned out who's doing each episode, and I think one of the writer for Toy Story 3 is doing one of the episodes.
Right. Which is a good thing, I suppose.
Very good.
Yeah.
So, what are your feelings in general about, like, Episode 7? Because we have skimmed over the news, but it's all just tidbits at the moment.
We are slowly seeing more, which is good. Well, I guess the big things are, some of the old cars are coming back. That's pretty big for the nerds.
Not you, though.
Oh, I like it as well. I like it.
We're not nerds.
And people, a lot of people seem quite iffy about J.J. Abrams, but I think he's fine. And it seems like they are really concentrating on getting the balance between the CGI and the actual special effects, which is cool.
Well, the special effects of Star Trek were, like, awesome. Like, I know people, take the piss about the screen flare, but if you take that out of it, the visual effects of all the ships and the world is, like, amazing. Like, even though the ending is horrible to Star Trek 2, the scene where he crashes the ship into the city is, like, just really great to look at. So I think either way, J.J. Abrams knows what he's doing when it comes to visual effects. But then again, the problems with the prequels, one of the visual effects were one of the best things about them, I would say.
Really?
Well, with some, I know people laugh at Yoda,
Oh, I didn't mind Yoda. Yoda was fine.
and I know there's I still say, like, the droids looked cool, and I would say especially in Episode 3, like, the visual effects looked really good. Like, the opening fight over Coruscant was really cool.
The problem with the CGI is, okay, like that opening shot of Episode 3 where it's like one continuous shot, I think. Is that right? Yeah. It's pretty cool. Nice introduction, I guess. But using it for that's fine, but it just seems like they used it when they didn't need to. And I think that affected the actors. It must have, because if you're sitting in front of a green screen, like you see all these shots where it's Obi-Wan talking to Anakin and they're just in front of the green screen and they overlay the temple of whatever behind them. Surely that can't be very, inspiring for the actors.
I think so, but I think a good director would get the actors over that.
Yeah.
And maybe back then you're probably right, because back in 1999, CGI was very new. But I think nowadays actors they've got to be used to that kind of stuff. Like,
well, Ian McKellen didn't like it. I know that.
Oh.
When he was making The Hobbit, apparently he started crying.
Well,
Because he was like...
He's just old.
Because people cry. Because he's
him.
like, this isn't why I became an actor. And he was just, speaking to balls on sticks where the hobbits were going to be. So it probably can affect him. But, yeah, it just seems to be used... What's the word I'm thinking of? Gratuit... Oh, God, I can't...
Willy-nilly.
Gratuitously. No, that's not the word. What is the word?
Willy-nilly.
Yeah, we use willy-nilly. Willy-nilly then. There's me trying to be fancy with my words and I can't even get it right. Damn it. So yeah, did you see there was a video where J.J. Abrams was announcing some competition where you could be part of Star Wars?
No, I heard about it, but I didn't see the video.
And then this weird sort of llama thing walks past, and it's probably just making the video more interesting. But I think it's a little nod to like, look, actual effects. Here, let's see that where this thing is there. And I don't think it's like a main thing. It's just going to be in the background because it didn't look that good.
No, you won't get a role.
It looked like some kind of weird Muppet thing, but it's going to be there at least, and it will make a difference. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I think so, I guess. I don't know, it's just, I don't like to judge the process of a film too much. Because I just think if it's a good director who knows what they're doing, they can make it work. But I think it's just George Lucas just didn't really know what he was doing, so it kind of fell apart.
So you don't think they have much to do with it, the CGI stuff?
No. So I think J.J. Abrams knows what he's doing when it comes to this stuff, so whatever he picks will probably be good. I got faith in J.J.
What about the actors?
I don't know anything about them. I know they announced the cast, but I don't think that... With a drama or a thriller, it might have mattered. But when it comes to Star Wars, some of them are just going to be blue or whatever. Some of them are just going to snake hair, just dumb stuff. So I don't think it really matters at this point who the actors are. We'll see, when it comes down to it, what they look like, and and we'll see when we actually get a trailer or see some footage. But until that point, until the sets get built or the makeup is done, the shots are chosen, I don't think it matters that much.
But a lot of them are unknown actors.
Yeah,
they went for the unknowns.
I think that's good, but again, it's like I think if he's a good director, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then whatever. It's all on the studio and the final product. If it's like a good studio who's creative and they know what they're doing, then it'll work in the end. So I think you've got to have faith in the project overall, rather than nitpick every small aspect of it and say, well, they made this choice and they made this choice. Like, you can only nitpick the choices after the fact, like after it's good or after it's bad.
Well, the thing that comforts me, right, is, and this doesn't always work, but they're going to pour a crap ton of money into this, because they've probably got the next, 5 films planned out, ready for what they're going to do, or at least got a long-term plan for this Star Wars thing, and they've got to get it right first time. Because if this one sucks, then it's like, well, that was a waste of so many billions. So I think with that kind of pressure, they've got to do something good with it.
Yeah, I think that's what they were doing with... I think that with The Amazing Spider-Man 2, they were trying to do that. And some people would say they didn't pull it off. I would say they did. So hopefully Episode 7 won't have as many kind of references to future stuff in there as The Amazing Spider-Man 2 did. I don't think it was a problem with the film, but some people did, I guess. And then funny enough, X-Men Days of Future Past has the same sort of thing where they're trying to set out for the sequels, and it's almost like the Wolverine films as well. Like, Origins didn't do well, and then for some reason they decided, okay, that was awful, let's try again with the Wolverine, and then apparently that wasn't very good, so I think that's kind of sunk that franchise a little bit. So I'm trying to think of another example where the first film had to be good. I guess Iron Man 1 had to be really good, but then again, I'm not sure how much they had planned out at that point. Like, I don't think they had the Avengers planned out to the same scale that it eventually reached to.
Yeah, Iron Man was surprisingly good because it was like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. He's back. He's no longer in rehab or whatever it was. So I think that helped with that.
Yeah, that's what makes me laugh about Robert Downey Jr. Where I was watching, it's the City of New York versus Homer Simpson, and they all go see that play, and it's about Robert Downey Jr. going to rehab.
Yeah.
And that was like 2000, 1999, around there, before he just bounced back. It was really big.
Hey, that's just my aspirin. Yeah, I'm checking in.
That was so weird to see. It was like, that's Iron Man. Oh God, no.
Yeah, he's turned his life around. Apparently because of Burger King as well.
Well, what haven't they done?
They've saved Robert Downey Jr.'s life.
Good for them.
Well done. Although they're a bit pricey for my liking.
Well, I have to say, I did mention X-Men for a reason.
Did you?
They'll segue. Because, of course,
okay.
I went to go see the X-Men. Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
First of all, that title is so dumb. Days of Future Past.
They should call it Back to the Future.
That's right. X-Men
Back to the Future.
Back to the Days of Future Past. God, makes no sense. So I went to go see it, and my previous experience with X-Men is that I do really like the films. Like when I was young, X-Men 1 and X-Men 2 were awesome. 3, not so much. Origins, First Class was a really awesome film. Like, I really liked First Class. I think that's probably my favourite one. And then I never saw the new Wolverine because I heard it was terrible, or not very good. So this one I didn't go in with that much expectations, apart from the fact that it got good reviews and was doing quite well. And in fact, out of Godzilla, Amazing Spider-Man 2, I think Captain America 2, and another one I'm forgetting, that's come out this year, that's the one that's done the best critically, like with the critics. So I was like, hey, this is probably going to be good. And I walked out of there, and it was good. I definitely liked it. But I don't know, it was weird. It didn't leave that much of an impact on me. When I left Captain America 2, I was like, yeah, that was a really cool film. When I left Amazing Spider-Man, it's like, yeah, another awesome. I love Spider-Man. Godzilla, I was like, well, that was not great. And then X-Men, I walked out and I was like, yeah, good. But I didn't really have that much to say after the fact. Like, there was no massive moments that afterwards I was like buzzing about, like, yeah, that was really awesome when that happened. And there was a lot to kind of think and talk about the film, but that's just because there's time travel in it. But it was still definitely good. So it pretty much acted as a sequel to First Class, because it spent most of the film with those, and then there was just a big tie-in with the original cast, which was very cool and done very well. Like, there's one thing that's kind of really messed up with the time travel stuff, but if you just accept the rules they establish quite early on, just accept it, then they're fine, and they work in terms of the story. But I don't know, maybe it's because there was too many X-Men in there was too much kind of going on, but it was definitely a good film. But I just didn't get the same reaction to it as I was hoping, which is just kind of sad. So I guess in a way it's not that good because I didn't get a big reaction from it, but it was still definitely good. Like I didn't see any problems with it, and I did like it and enjoyed it. Just no real reaction.
I know what you mean. Not about X-Men, but about that feeling where it was you can admire the film, but you walk out and then you just feel a bit empty.
Yeah, it's not, you're not annoyed, like you don't feel like you wasted your time. You could there's stuff you could say you liked, but you didn't have that initial It's kind of like when you go see a certain pub bands where it's like, I didn't hate what they were playing, but I'm not going to buy their album anytime soon.
Right.
It's kind of that. But again, there's nothing really bad about the film. I did like it. There was some cool stuff in there. Just, X-Men, cool.
You see, for me, that would be... I don't know if you saw when it came out, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
No.
Oh, I was so ready for that film because it was Gary Oldman. Again.
Of course.
But it was this really cool, from the appearance, really cool sort of Cold War crime agent spy thing, and it was really well made, and Gary Oldman was great. But it walked out and it's like, that wasn't what I was expecting to be, watching.
Yeah, it was what it was.
Yeah, shame that.
Yeah, but again, I would definitely, if you like X-Men though, go see it. It's good. I think maybe some of it is because the finale and what it all came to was just like, there wasn't that much stakes. Like, it wasn't badly done, but it just kind of seemed like a pointless kind of story with the way where it was all heading, because it's all to do with time travel. And pretty much, they're in the future and they're being hunted by these Sentinels and they're losing. So one of the Ellen Page, apparently her power to go through walls, that's been extended to being able to get people she puts her hand near their head and then puts their consciousness in their older body back in time. So Wolverine is the only one strong enough to be able to do it. So she sends his conscious back 50 years to try and stop everything. But then it was like, it all came down to this one specific moment, which I won't spoil, which seemed to be completely irrelevant after a while. Like, after one thing that happens in the film, that one specific moment feels like it's completely irrelevant to creating that future. Because the whole point is that he's trying to create a new future where that doesn't happen. But then, of course, it comes down to this one moment anyway. And then, of course, at the end, they're in the future and everything's going horrible there as well. And then, of course, the moment doesn't happen, or, like, the moment, it all fixes itself, so the future is different. But then it's like, well, that's what's going to happen. I didn't think all the X-Men were going to get literally wiped out. I know that it came down to this one moment. But then again, it's not really I guess it was a big character moment, but not the one that's that interesting. So, and then also this film, I won't spoil how, you can probably guess, it acts as a reboot. But then it's like its own film, and the next one is going to be the reboot. So I'm more interested in seeing that one, and this one just kind of felt like... It did feel like its own complete film, but after the ending, like, not meaning that much, and then it's setting something up, it just feels like, okay, the next one's going to be awesome. And that's the one that's going to stand out. And this one, in the end, just... nothing was really accomplished apart from... I can't say what, but... It's just like, just whatever. It's like, it's a solid film in between the old and the new, but it's not anything that really stands out as its own amazing thing.
So it's a crapper version of, say, Skyfall.
Yeah. The
sort of transition film.
Yeah. Although again, I wouldn't say it's a bad film. Days of Future Past. Just
crapper.
Yeah, just didn't pull it off. But I couldn't. That's the only reason I could really break down why I was disappointed in it, because I've been having the hardest time thinking exactly why I didn't have a big reaction to it. Because Amazing Spider-Man 2, I left out. I was like, yeah, that was awesome. Loved it. It's a great film. And that, critically didn't do that well. A lot of people don't like the new Amazing Spider-Man films, and I love them. I think they're great. And then I thought that was better than the first one. Really liked it. A lot to get into. And this one just... Maybe there was just too much to get into with the time travel and the universes coming together, but... Yeah, I've said it. It's just no real reaction to it.
Can you believe the first X-Men film came out in 2000?
Yeah, I looked that up as well. I was like, because this is the 7th film, I believe.
That's 14 years ago.
Wow. Well, Sir Patrick Stewart looks great.
He looked great ever since the 80s, man. It's that baldness.
Well, yeah, once you shave your head, you age like 5 years, but then you never age again until you get a disease.
Yeah, he looks good.
But seeing Sir Patrick Stewart on screen, though, I don't know, it's just, now that I know he's a super nice guy, and he's been in a lot of funny stuff, there's something like, yeah, Sir Patrick Stewart, go get him. Like, I'm always team Patrick Stewart.
I'm surprised he has such a strong sort of connection to Seth MacFarlane,
Does he?
Yeah, well, he does the voice in American Dad, doesn't he, of the boss?
Yeah.
And he does, like, things for Family Guy every now and then. And he's going to be in this film directed by Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, A Million Ways to Die in the West.
No, it's a one afterwards called Frank or something.
Great.
It's about a newsreader. I don't know, but yeah, they're best friends.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
But then he does seem like the sort of person who would, be funny. He has been funny, like you said. He is quite a funny guy when he wants to be.
Yeah, The Simpsons, Extras, all the cameos.
Extras.
Yeah.
Extras. I've seen it all.
And I see everything.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he's one of the funniest guys in that show.
Oh,
And he was in Oblivion as well.
oh really?
Yeah, he played the Emperor in The Elder Scrolls 4.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's Patrick Stewart.
do it.
No, he's cool.
And then it's also the character he plays in the X-Men films, old Professor Xavier. Always talking about hope and seeing the best in people. He always believes.
You can always count on Patrick Stewart.
You can.
I saw a video one time when he's like the what's the word? I don't know. He's part of this charity that deals with domestic abuse, and he was giving this talk, and then this lady came up. She was asking a question, like she's had all these problems with abuse from her parents since she was young, and then he just hugged her.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
He's so cool.
He just doesn't care. He'll do anything.
Listen, you can keep your Gary Oldman as long as I get the Patrick Stewart.
The one thing I've seen where Patrick Stewart was the bad guy was that Rob. Is it Rob Corden? His name?
I'm not sure.
The guy out of Gavin and Stacey. I think it's Rob Corden.
Oh, that guy.
Where they were doing some award thing, and then Patrick Stewart started calling him chubby or something because he was drunk. I think he was drunk.
Well, that's just funny. I mean,
Well, I don't know. It was quite cringy, but that was the only thing. Apart from that, great.
I'll let him off.
Yeah, we let him off.
Having to work with that non-talent, it must have been hard.
Yeah, I don't really like him.
No. Shame.
No, it's not. No. But
Yeah, I guess that was X-Men.
There's one more film. Yeah, I was trying to think. There's X-Men, and then there was Godzilla, and there was maybe it was Spider-Man. I was trying to think. There's like one more film, and I'm going to end up missing all of them. But I can't remember what the last film is coming out.
Well, that's coming out this summer.
Or sometime soon.
I think you know what film it is. It's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
with Gary Oldman.
Yeah. Gary Oldman.
And there's another one at the end of June as well, but I can't remember because there was a trailer for it before X-Men. It's not Edge of Tomorrow, that looks terrible. It's not A Million Ways to Die in the West, that looks terrible. It's not Magnificent, that looks terrible. Huh.
Everything's terrible.
No, but there's one I actually wanted to see. And then there's no Pixar animated film this year, which How to Train Your Dragon 2. That's what it was. I want to go see that.
Okay then.
Have you not seen the first one?
No.
Oh, it's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's so good. It's well worth seeing.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or
I'm
not.
not. I actually really liked it. I had this weird phase where I was like, I just want to watch animated films. So I went back and watched all the non-Pixar ones that I missed. And I think actually Brave was in there. So I watched like Megamind, Brave, How to Train Your Dragon, Despicable Me, all those films. And the best one out of all of them was How to Train Your Dragon. Like, by far.
Because it had dragons in it.
A little bit of that, but it was just really good.
Oh, right.
Like, definitely worth seeing. Like, one of the top animated films of recent years.
Really?
Hmm.
Wow.
Got really good reviews as well and did really
Wouldn't-
well. That's why I got the
wouldn't-
sequel.
Wouldn't have thought that.
No, yeah, that's why I kind of went through them all. Like, some of them, like, Megamind was okay. And that's what I felt about most of them. Despicable Me I wasn't really into. And most of them was just okay. But then How to Train Your Dragon, I was like, wow, this is actually really good. What happened here?
What about Tangled?
Tangled, I watched that recently. I thought that
That's
was
supposed to be good.
I thought that was good, but like watching that film made me realise why I liked Frozen so much because of the like Disney cliches, you know. Like I can go back and watch old Disney films no problem. I don't think the girl falls in love, but seeing Tangled, I kind of got a bit of that. Like Rapunzel is just not interesting. And then some of the songs are pretty good. The animations, like, there's some really nice greens in that film. Like, the forest looks amazing with all those greens that they got in there.
Green is a good colour.
And then also some funny bits are in there too. But apart from that, I couldn't say, like, I walked out... Well, I watched it in my bed. So I couldn't say I fell asleep afterwards that amazed. I just thought it was solid. And, yeah. Where Frozen kind of left more of an impression.
Okay. I'm just imagining now, like, you're in bed, just watch the film, so you just stand up. And you just go out and do something. It's over now. Maybe start clapping.
Woo!
Have you ever clapped at a film?
Oh, God, no.
That seems to be a thing that happens in America.
I'm not a bloody... What are they called? A seal?
Oh, yeah. Performing seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get... I can kind of see clapping if I, say, went to a special screening, like, say the new Star Wars came out, and then, like, there was a special screening for just Star Wars fans, and I went in. I could kind of see it then. But if I'm just going to a normal cinema to sit down and watch a film, I'm not gonna clap.
How about
And I've never
singing
seen it.
along?
Oh,
People sang along with Mamma Mia.
oh,
Apparently.
screw them. What are they doing? Like, I guess it's not that bad. Like, you couldn't sing along to the stage performance. So I guess to the film it's not that bad, but...
Anything not to hear Pierce Brosnan's voice.
Yeah.
Singing voice, I suppose.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I can't judge him too harshly because I'm just not into it, but I would want to... I would feel like I'm drowning if I was ever in a cinema and they're playing Mamma Mia and someone's like, oh, I'm sing. It's like, I don't...
Sing along with
Please, please, no.
Let me out.
Just let me eat my popcorn.
Oh. Okay, I'll note to self. Don't get Tom Mamma Mia.
No.
The karaoke version, which they probably most definitely did.
Damn it.
Fair enough.
So before we get into what's coming out, have you played or seen anything of note? I know that's a very vague question, but yeah, I stand by it.
No. Simple.
Shoot.
No, I still...
Were you sweaty all week? What's
Yes.
going on here?
Yeah, it's been quite hot. I haven't played Borderlands yet.
Oh yeah, of course, because Borderlands is your next
That's my
Pioneer game.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I haven't played it yet. But a couple of weeks, I probably will.
Nice.
No, actually, no, what's the date today?
25th. I said that at the beginning, come on.
Maybe next week then.
Oh, so once you finish up all your...
Yeah.
Well, in 2 weeks' time, that'll be the 8th of June, or 2 weeks from when this goes up, that's the 9th of June. That's the first day of E3.
Oh.
That's when the Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA conferences are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a big time for us.
So I guess I shouldn't bother playing.
Well, you can do. I mean, if you want to get prepared for Borderlands the pre-sequel.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'll spend my time researching E3 instead, shall I?
Can do, you got 2 weeks though. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Nah, I won't.
Chillax.
I don't research anything else, so why bother?
Why mix things up?
Yeah.
Unless it's Gary Oldman trivia or Simpsons trivia.
Pretty much. Bit of Roger Moore in there. Yeah.
More Roger Moore.
Throw a bit of Roger Moore on there.
Right, so games that are coming out. Let's do it. Next week, ooh, Mario Kart 8 comes out. So excited. That's going to be so good. Like, so good. It looks amazing. Good reviews. I got my pre-order. Been waiting a while. It's going to be so good.
Right, so on a scale of 0 to so, how good is it going to be?
So good.
Is that off the scale?
Oh, so many O's and S's that are just not needed.
Oh, okay.
But in a very real way, they are needed for this occasion.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't been excited for a game like this in a while. It looks so good. I know it's just Mario Kart, but I just know it's guaranteed to be fun. Like, guaranteed. And HD Mario Kart, it's so exciting. Like, and online, I get to play on my Wii U again. It's going to be so much fun. And I get to play online HD Mario Kart while I'm like in bed. Because I don't even have to get up. I'll just put it near my bed and play it every day. Get super good. Oh, can't wait. Can't wait for that.
I can't remember the last time I was ever so excited for a game.
GTA 5?
No. Not even then.
Oh.
You are a lucky guy.
Well, thank you. I mean, I don't usually get excited about games. Like all the ones... Well, I'll get excited. Be like, hey, that looks good. Definitely pick that up. Looks like fun. But I guess because it's Mario and Nintendo and Mario Kart, that it brings out the childish excitement, you know? Like, I reckon if they announced a new, a proper Time Splitters 4, because that came out when we were younger, we would be a bit more giddy about it if it looked good than we would say, any other game series being continued. Last of Us 2.
Giddy as hell.
Very giddy.
On a scale of 0 to so, I'd be so giddy.
So giddy.
Yeah. You're right.
Because it's just, so, like, we would be more giddy about that than Last of Us 2. Even though
Yes.
I would say Last of Us is a better game.
What, then Time Splitters?
Yeah, sure. I
Really?
mean, it's hard to compare. But, I don't know, it's hard to compare.
Oh, well, we just weren't comparing them.
No. They're both good in their own right.
That's
And so's Mario Kart 8.
Yep.
Right, and then there's some other game called Watch Dogs. I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh my gosh. Watch Dogs.
You think that looks good?
I thought it looked good. Everyone, when I read about it, it's always about the graphics and not really anything else. So it's difficult to kind of get an impression of it.
Well, I've watched gameplay stuff, and to me, that's just GTA. Like, again, I've said it before, say it again, open world game, you've got to have an interesting location or an interesting way to get about that location. And Watch Dogs just looks like neither. Like, you can drive around and do stuff and you can hack, but I can't imagine that gimmick's going to last for a 20-hour game. So it just looks like GTA to me, but with a bit of hacking.
So the only things that I've really seen, or the big things, I read Reddit a lot, so this is how I gauge it's how big it sort of is.
Okay.
And the main thing about Watch Dogs that I've been on r/gaming.
Wii U version?
No, it was
Damn
they're
it.
both pretty much the same screenshots, but it's the screenshot that tells you the backstory to the person.
Okay.
And one of them was an HIV positive blood donor, right? And then it was like, oh, I'm going to kill this guy straight away. That was like the title or whatever. And then the next one was a child pornographer guy. So people just like scanning other people and then finding the bad guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that gimmick will wear off fast.
I think it will.
Definitely not enough for a franchise like Ubisoft are really hoping. Like, I don't think Watch Dogs will be bad, but it's like... I guess the game they presented 2 years ago, back in E3 2012, looked really cool and interesting. But now that we come to it, it just will probably be another open world game.
Yeah, I wonder how much the whole... Like, how big is the hacking? That's what I want to know.
Well, from stuff I've seen, it's like you can just hack into stuff, but it's kind of like in the real world. I think it kind of replicates the real world quite well, but then it's like if you were a master hacker like that and you were walking around the streets, how much could you do like that would be interesting in a video game world? It would be awesome in real life to be able to hack stuff, but in a video game world you're taking a step back. So actually when you're in a video game doing that stuff, seeing the amount of crazy stuff you could be doing, changing a traffic light isn't that cool. It's quite basic. And being able to read someone's personality in a snapshot as you walk past them, not that interesting in a video game, because it's just a fake person.
Well, isolated like that, yeah, doesn't care. I would care. But the thing that I got from this game, ages ago, and I'm obviously... Well, no, I don't know if I am wrong or not, but maybe I probably am. Is that there are consequences to your actions. Which is what people always say, that's what GTA needs. Like, say if I crashed into that building, then when I play later on, there'll be roadworks around that building. Which, to be honest, doesn't sound very good, but people just want that added depth of, realism. So I thought that Watch Dogs was all about, you could stop that crime there and kill the guy, or you could let it go on and you might see that guy later on in the game.
Like Fable.
Like Fable?
Yeah, Fable 3 was all about that.
Oh, was it? I probably never played enough of it. I probably gave up by that point. So I don't know how that works, or if that actually works at all, or if that's a thing, or I don't know.
Well, people have always wanted stuff like that for a while, but the technology hasn't been there. Like people, again, Fable's a good example where the technology wasn't there for what they were trying to do. So now you would hope that the technology's there, but with all the problems that have been listed about this game about putting it on current gen systems, no. It's going to be very like a stripped back basic version of it.
Yeah.
Because they had to accommodate for an Xbox 360. I have my Xbox 360 arcade and it can play Watch Dogs when it comes out. That's not good. Like at least with GTA 5 there was a stupidly big install to make it run. Watch Dogs I don't think really has that. So it's like, if my machine from like 2005 can play a new game, the technology is going to be a bit wank. It's not going to be that good.
Yes, sadly I think you're right.
So Watch Dogs 2, get excited about that, because that'll be next gen only, but this one, I think this is a big game for a lot of people, because it's like, oh, it's an actual next gen title. Because there's like no games on next gen at the moment. Because FIFA was a bust, no one cares about Tomb Raider, Titanfall's on current gen, Infamous is just Infamous, and then everything else is like whatever. So people are actually excited about Watch Dogs, but I think most people are going to walk away and be like, yeah, that's alright. And nothing more.
I think they're going to be disappointed by the graphics as well.
Yeah, I think so.
We've mentioned before about how the previous consoles are going to hold it back. But I don't think some people have caught on to that, so they're expecting this amazing living, breathing city, and it's just going to be like GTA 5.
Well, people haven't had that yet with any game with the next gen, so I think people might be okay, because people are used to just Assassin's Creed, which looks exactly the same, just a bit up-resed, and that's what most games kind of are on next gen. Like they're like the old ones, but a bit better, but not that much. So I think people are kind of going to be used to it.
What are all their 792 pixels worth?
Yeah.
Goodness.
All that rubbish.
All
that waste of time.
Yeah. Watch Dogs, everyone. Enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be decent, but nothing special.
Apparently it's... what you say about travelling around is fun. Apparently driving's really bad, isn't it?
Oh, good.
So, there you go. Unfortunately, you can't hack your way through a computer to teleport. You've got to drive.
Damn it. So close.
Not in some kind of weird matrix yet.
No. Okay, so we got Borderlands 2 on the PS Vita. Hello.
Great.
Yeah, right. And then finally, we got Worms Battlegrounds, which is the first next-generation Worms game.
Oh.
Looks just like Worms 2.
Yeah, what the hell can you do with a Worms game?
It looks exactly like Worms 2 and Worms Armageddon.
Next gen, wow.
But it is Xbox One, PS4.
Only?
Yeah, I think only. I couldn't see any 360 or PS3 versions listed.
There you go then. If you want a next gen only game, go and play what was it called?
Worms Battlegrounds.
Worms Battlegrounds, where you can see, I don't know, explosions crystal clear and other.
That better be in 1080p.
Yeah, and run at like 120 frames per second.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Oh well, we come to the end of another podcast.
That's it. No more games.
No more.
No more news.
There wasn't that much news this week, but that's just because we're waiting for E3 to come around. Like I said, we're only 2 weeks away, so we're currently in pre-E3 mode at the moment.
Pre-3.
Pre-3. You got a pre-3.
We're in pre-3.
So next week will probably be E3 predictions and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Oh, that sounds like I should actually do some work for it.
I'm afraid so.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I mean, you failed this week's assignment of go see Godzilla.
Yeah.
Play
in the weather.
Thought that was pretty simple. Had to play tennis.
Yeah. Weather.
Damn weather. It's only going to be hotter next week, though, I would guess.
How
that's
I won't run around beforehand.
No.
Bad idea.
So you could go see X-Men, though, if you're going to the cinema.
I could do.
Just to see if you get that same reaction of, yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe. I might really like it.
Maybe. It is good, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what's going on your channel this week?
More confusion at Monkey Island.
Yeah.
I just can't play that game. I'm really bad at it.
Listen, I'm not saying the last part was bad. I still liked it. But you were, like, no progress in that. But I do have to agree that spit paper thing was stupid.
That was stupid, right? Yeah, I did that got me. That did. I
could spit on this piece of paper and it just wouldn't work out.
No, you can't wipe out with a bit of paper.
No.
Doesn't make any sense. So there's that, and there's Spelunky, and there's Minecraft. And there might be a few streams put on there as well.
Oh.
Although maybe not, seeing as didn't go too well.
Yeah, I need to see that. So you gotta
destroy all humans.
You gotta put that up. Put up raw. Edit nothing.
No, that game is just ridiculously
good.
Ridiculously annoying.
Oh, annoyingly good.
No, it's just bad. That was bad.
So bad it's good.
So bad that we played Red Dead Redemption, which was much better.
You had to have some redemption after that.
Speaking of Red Dead Redemption...
Oh, yes, me. Continue on with Red Dead Redemption and Super Mario Sunshine. And also this week, as I already mentioned, reviews are back. So Jack X should be uploaded before this. So go to my channel and watch my Jack X review. It's quite funny, that review came out to be longer than my Jack 2 one. Like by a minute. I had more to talk about with Jack X, apparently.
Is that... Oh, okay. Why would you think that would not be the case?
Well, it's a racing game. It's just a racing spin-off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's not like a full sequel.
Right.
But it was so there was a lot to talk about. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, getting back into that. And I've already started playing through the next game. I think I got more than halfway through it. And that is Ratchet & Clank 1. I brought the HD trilogy, so my plan is to review the trilogy. Then after that, I'll go through the rest of them. So, if this first review goes well, just like with Star Wars Episode 7, then I will go for the rest. But if it doesn't turn out that good, then I'll just leave it.
You realise you can't say anything bad about Ratchet & Clank?
I've already got a few things I can criticise.
You will get the comments.
I know. But I still... Spoilers, I love that game, so... I played Ratchet & Clank 1 when I was a kid, and it was one of my favourite PS2 games, so...
So it's going to be alright.
Yeah. So it's going to be a positive review, but there might be a focus on the negative as I love this game, but here's like the criticisms I noticed replaying it as an older guy.
and everyone will just hear, "I hate this game."
Yeah,
Because-
pretty much. But I've got a lot of stuff to praise as well. It is good.
It's good.
But the bad stuff sticks out to me more. Because I know it's like, right, I love this game. So when I play through it, the bad stuff kind of is more glaring than it would be in a game that I would expect to be bad. But there's not that much bad stuff. It's a really good game.
As long as you say it's not difficult, you'll be alright.
It's a bit tricky in parts.
I'd say it's a bit tricky in parts. Yeah.
No one can argue against that, right? Tricky in
No.
parts?
Tricky in parts is fair.
Yeah.
You can't say you're a noob for tricky in parts.
No. Maybe they can. They'll find a way.
You're right. They'll find a way.
Damn.
They always do.
Alright, well let's end off here then. Any last words?
E3 podcasts are going to be...
Pre-free.
Pre-3 podcasts are going to be so good.
So what does that mean? Sorry about this one, but in the future, there's some good stuff on the way.
I just wanted to say so good again.
So good.
Yeah. It'll be
fun.
so good.
Just like the Mario Kart. And by next week I will have it and I'll be playing it. It'll be lots of fun.
So good.
So good.
That's it.
Alright, well thank you for joining me, Mr. McLuckable.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week.
See ya.